Now, this Tuesday, the 19th of November, sees Buddy Holly and the Cricketers at the Stafford Gatehouse. To tell us more about the show and its amazing history, I'm joined now by Simon Fielder. How are you, sir?
I'm pretty well. How about you?
We're getting by, which is what counts,
Good.
and the world is
Very
always a
pleased to
better
hear it.
place for a bit of Buddy Holly's music in it, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh no. I mean, it's permeated my life for over 30 years. So yes, I kind of it's the soundtrack to my life.
And it's the sound that's going to make everybody stamp their feet and join in with a bit of swaying, I would suggest, on Tuesday night. Well worth getting yourself down there. Tell us a bit about the show itself, though, because it's more than just a few songs, isn't it? This is special.
It really is. We began the show about as it was 32 years ago. A few of us were in the West End show Buddy, and we got an opportunity to do a show at the Theatre Royal in Lincoln. So we had seen that Buddy when he came over here, had toured with Des O'Connor as the compere. He'd done a kind of variety show, really, with lots of people on it. And he enjoyed the humor of it. He wrote back to his mum to say that the comedian had given him a joke and he got a bigger laugh from the comedian, which was obviously Des. And so he thought that maybe they'd go into comedy. And we thought, oh, that's interesting. So the way we designed the show all the way back then was as a variety show. So it had lots of humor in it. Used to start with a Morecambe and Wise kind of beginning to it, which I won't do now. And it went on from there. So the point was what you were doing was making sure the audience got wall to wall Buddy Holly and rock and roll. So the hardened rock and rollers, or people just love music, getting up and dancing in ways they probably will regret in the morning, really loved that whole thing. So we were delivering that, but also they got much more than they expected. They got, five chummy guys on stage who they got to know very well in the evening and who entertained them in a way that made them laugh, made them do things they, as I say, regret in the morning. And it was a unique evening. They knew that although the set might be the same, that evening was all about the interaction between the performers on stage and the audience. And so, however lively and wild they were, they knew they were going to get it back from the cast in a nice way. But it was a reciprocal thing where it's a party. That's the point. It's a party, and we've played Stafford over the years, and they've always been really good audiences. It's a great venue, the Gatehouse.
Mm-hmm. Well, you say you played Stafford over the years. You've played
Mm,
this internationally as well. Well, this is now an
yeah.
internationally renowned show. It has entertained audiences across the globe. And say our most close stop off of here, Wolverhampton to Stafford, nice easy drive. Buddy Holly fans across our city should be heading in your direction, shouldn't they?
Well, very much so. Yeah, no, we've actually. I mean, we started out and we did a few shows overseas, and we did a lot of not corporate things, but kind of like hotels, that sort of
Mhm.
thing. So we play in the Middle and the Far East, and they'd have their entertainment centres in the hotels. But we went to Thailand and we played over New Year in Thailand, and we also played in America. We did a massive tour of America, a real Coles to Newcastle. And we went, I think it was 25, 26 states we did over about 8 or 10 weeks. And we toured in a minibus with a U-Haul trailer behind us with all our gear in. And there's nothing that really gives you a sense of the scale of America, but getting in a vehicle and driving across it. We'd be going across the Nevada desert going, those mountains in the distance have got no bigger. And we've been traveling for half a day now. So you just can't grasp the scale of it. But the wonderful thing about the audience there, we've got a real sense of audiences around the world. In Thailand, they were very reserved and they kind of smile raucously. And in America, the audiences started where our audience is finished over here. So we'll whip up an English audience or Scottish or Welsh, depending on where we are in these aisles, audience up to a state of, if not frenzy, then at least sort of mild excitement. But in the States, they'd start like that. And then where they'd go was off the scale. So it was very exciting and very pleasing to be able to take Buddy Holly to America and have Americans go, this is great. We love this, and accept it.
Well, tell us about the Buddy Holly and the Cricketers lineup we can see in
Yeah.
Stafford on Tuesday.
Well, what we've done is cast younger people as I've gone on through the years and left, not exactly hung up my guitar, but certainly not taking it on stage to inflict on other people. And we've got five really good people. There's a young Buddy, Jamie, who is playing Buddy, who is wonderful. I mean, he's tall, he's a great guitarist, got a cracking voice, and he's really good. He's just Mr. Calm in any kind of situation on stage. So he's exactly the guy you want fronting the band. We got Jay Osborne, who plays guitar, who's a fantastic guitarist, really astonishing. His Travis picking is something to behold. And he just recently played with, we had Jay Osmond over here doing a couple of shows, and he performed with Jay both in the States and also over here in the Osmonds musical they had on a while ago. So Jay is a really fantastic performer. We got Melker, who's Swedish, but you wouldn't know it. He sounds like he comes from Liverpool or somewhere. It's really, the accent, it's not exactly a Jan Molby kind of version of whatever and Scouse, but he's kind of, he just is a fantastic bassist and a great presence on stage. Then we got on keyboards, we got Alex, who actually comes from France. So it's a truly international band. But again, Alex, if you hadn't told me he was French, I wouldn't have known. His English is better than a lot of English people I know. And Rodney finishes up the line of Rodney. Louis Rodney, rather than Rodney Lewis. Louis Rodney is an astonishing drummer. I mean, he's a young guy. He's only 21, I think. And his playing is absolutely phenomenal. So it's a really good, what we're building from is a really good base of fantastic musicians. They all get on really well, which is nice. So you've got a really tight knit group of people. And when you tour around the country in a minibus, you need to get on. You know, you're living in each other's pockets. So they bring that energy and that friendship and that love of music and performing to people on stage. So what you get and what the audiences get is a really great group playing the music authentically in a way that the people who were around at the time will remember it. But it's almost what the whole point is, what if Buddy Holly were alive now and he was touring with a modern English band? How would it sound? That's what you get on stage.
And it's going to be absolutely amazing. Gatehousetheatre.co.uk. Go along, find your tickets. It's just the second one down on the list of shows. You can also give their box office a call. The number for that one is 01785 619 619 with the 01785 Stafford code at the front of it. And make sure you're prepared for an amazing evening of entertainment. 7:30 start, November the 19th, Tuesday. And go along and enjoy what has been honed as a show, an act of variety, a wonderful experience, and something that I mean, 32 years ago, there were many, many more fans who remembered Buddy Holly in his day, and so these days you're keeping that spirit alive for both the audiences who've passed us by, and also the stars who would have been performing with them. But this is something for absolutely everybody, and it's just blooming good music. Rock and roll is fantastic, isn't it?
It is. And the great thing is we do get people around at the time. We did a show a few years ago to celebrate the 60th anniversary of Buddy's actual tour of the UK in
Mm.
1958. And we had a few guys who turned up who were there on the night. There was one old boy in Liverpool who'd been 21 on the night that Buddy had played there. He'd gone backstage, met Buddy, played guitar for Buddy, and Buddy said, "You're great. You should start a band." He said, "So did," and he said they supported the Beatles. But we get people like that, and then we get people who bring along. There was a 4-year-old at a recent show who was a girl who's dancing in the aisles. And the lovely thing about music nowadays is that people get it from different places, and it's just a question of whether it's good or bad, whether they like it or they don't like it, whether it makes them get up and dance. You know, when we were younger, we had mods and rockers and, punks and new wave and whatever else. And everyone sort of, it was tribal. Nowadays, it's great. It's just good music. And it doesn't matter when it was played. It's as fresh as the day it was put on record and performed.
This is Buddy Holly and the Cricketers, Stafford Gatehouse, gatehousetheatre.co.uk to grab your tickets this Tuesday the 19th. Simon Fielder, have a fantastic time making sure this tour does its thing. And I look forward to speaking to you in the not too distant future.
That's great. Really good to talk to you, Jason. Thanks a lot.